My spouse and I reside in Scotland, yet we're captivated by York for its deep-rooted history, enchanting ancient taverns, and the allure of its ghostly tales. Our trips there have been numerous, and during a recent visit, we stumbled upon a newly unveiled attraction nestled off Stomagate, a haunted dwelling. This mysterious abode, concealed behind a bustling shopping avenue, had been meticulously restored to reflect the domestic elegance of bygone eras. Guests were invited to explore freely, capturing memories with their cameras, while an audio narrative recounted a chilling ghost story tied to the premises, enhancing the eerie ambience. The exploration led us through various parts of the house. The expansive, shadowy seance room on the upper floor, the attic spaces rumored to be haunted and supposedly occupied as recently as the late 20th century, and the musty, chilling cellars. While some spaces seemed less intimidating, it was in one of these seemingly benign rooms that we encountered our most unforgettable experience. During our second visit to this intriguing site, we brought along friends to share in the excitement. Unlike our initial exploration, my spouse decided to capture the moment with his digital camera, hoping to document any spectral signs or mysterious phenomena. Our search seemed fruitless until we entered a cozy, wainscoted chamber adorned with wood panels and a quaint fireplace, its only furnishing a tall, freestanding mirror. Positioning myself before the mirror, I prompted Tom to snap a photo. Upon reviewing the image, his reaction piqued my curiosity. "Now that's strange," he remarked, showing me the camera's screen. Astonishingly, the mirror's reflection did not reveal my figure nor the room's interior, but was obscured by dense, misty streaks, reminiscent of what one might envision as ectoplasm. This unexpected sight took us by surprise. Our companions had already moved on, leaving us alone with our discovery. Opting not to share it right away, I suggested Tom take another photograph. Remarkably, this second attempt produced a normal image, capturing both my reflection and the room's details. On another trip to York and the same haunted house, we captured more photos, but none showed anything unusual. Later, while browsing the attraction's website, I found a visitor's photo showing the same eerie mirror effect we had experienced but lost. This discovery was chilling. Unfortunately, the attraction has since become a shop on Stomagate. Now, whenever we visit, my husband, who tends to be quite receptive, experiences sensations like sweaty palms and dizziness, particularly where the seance room used to be, despite our not having any notable experiences there before. I believe many of you might know what sleep paralysis is. Regrettably, I experienced it myself, and it occurred on New Year's Day, 2015. My girlfriend and I were in Bangkok for a brief holiday over the New Year's Eve countdown. The trip was quite spontaneous. We managed to book our flights and hotels in the final week of December 2014. Given the festive season, accommodations were scarce, leading us to stay in 3 separate hotels during our 6-day visit. The event took place in our second hotel, a 4-star serviced apartment located in the Thong Lor area, close to Ekamad Road, a hotspot for trendy clubs. The hotel presented itself well, not exactly the type you'd suspect of harboring ghosts. The area surrounding the hotel was well equipped with amenities, boasting numerous reputable restaurants and supermarkets. Although the reviews were generally positive, there were a few minor grievances regarding the room quality and signs of wear and tear. Our plan was to spend 2 nights in this hotel before moving to another one. We arrived and checked in on December 30, 2014, and were assigned a room on the 5th floor. As someone who travels frequently and prefers to err on the side of caution, my usual ritual before entering a hotel room is to knock on the door 3 times or use the doorbell when available, as a courteous way to announce my entry to any potential spirits. I clearly remember, right after opening the main door, the bedroom door swung open on its own. I'm convinced it wasn't due to a draft caused by the main door opening or the possibility that the cleaning staff hadn't shut it properly. The sound of the doorknob turning was unmistakable. and I'm sure I caught a glimpse of a shadow moving swiftly into the bedroom. My girlfriend, positioned behind me, didn't catch sight of the shadow, but did see the bedroom door open on its own. We exchanged glances, silently agreeing on our next step. We approached the reception to explain what happened. Despite the staff's skepticism, we asked if we could switch rooms. Given it was peak season, the only option available was a corner room on the ground floor, which we reluctantly accepted. Reflecting on it, I wonder if that room is often left unoccupied for frequent visitors of another kind. The room appeared fine, and after organizing our belongings, we ventured out for the day's plans, ending up at a nearby club for the evening. The first night passed without incident. After waking up in the afternoon, we got ready and spent our day out, celebrating the countdown at Asiatique. We returned to our hotel around 1 a.m. Unlike the first night, I immediately felt an unusual warmth and stuffiness upon entering the room. I adjusted the air conditioning in both the bedroom and living room, but oddly, the temperature fluctuated between warm and cold sporadically. Assuming it was just fatigue from being out all day, I dismissed the discomfort as simply weariness. In brief, as we prepared for bed after showering, I began hearing a soft tapping noise, similar to fingernails on wood or thin plywood, characterized by random and sporadic patterns of taps followed by pauses. The sound was faint and hard to locate, especially with the ambient noise outside our ground floor room masking it. I chose not to dwell on it to avoid alarming my girlfriend, though I remained alert to the noise. Despite my efforts, while my girlfriend quickly fell asleep, I found myself unable to drift off. Feeling a strong sense of unease, as though we were being watched, the fluctuating room temperature made me simultaneously sweat and shiver, contributing to a nauseating discomfort. The room felt oppressively heavy, and the tapping noises, now louder, seemed to originate from the wall between the bedroom and living room. Despite growing exhaustion, an inner alarm urged me to remain awake, amplifying my discomfort whenever I tried to close my eyes. Around 3 a.m., I experienced a confusing state where I couldn't tell if I was asleep or awake, feeling simultaneously in both states in a surreal manner. In this state, I noticed the bathroom light, which we had left on, appeared off, and the room was dimly lit by the external light from the parking lot. Feeling terrified, I attempted to rise and investigate. At that moment, a shadowy figure, person-like in shape, materialized beside my bed. I tried to scream and get up, but it felt as though the figure sat on my chest, its weight and form eerily human. As I struggled, it felt like the figure clasped my wrists tightly, pinning me down. In panic, I began chanting Buddhist prayers loudly until I snapped out of this state, only to see my girlfriend looking at me, her face a mix of shock and fear. The presence was gone, and I could move once more. I chose not to share what had happened with her right away, but instead turned on all the lights in both the bedroom and living room. I began to loudly express my anger and frustration, a method I had heard or read about meant to deter such entities by demonstrating human anger and presence. Meanwhile, I searched Agoda for another hotel. After booking a new place, I managed to calm my girlfriend and get her back to sleep, then packed our belongings. I stayed awake until 6 a.m., at which point we checked out. The receptionist inquired if everything was all right, but I opted not to go into details, eager to leave the unsettling experience behind us. Once we settled into the new hotel, I shared my experience with my girlfriend. Surprisingly, she confessed to feeling uneasy too, but had kept quiet, thinking it was just fatigue. She also mentioned feeling as though hands were touching her inappropriately while she slept, assuming it was me trying to be playful. Hearing her account transformed my fear into anger. Thanks for joining us on this chilling journey through haunted locales and the unnerving realm of sleep paralysis. If you felt the shiver down your spine or were simply captivated by these tales, don't forget to like, comment with your thoughts or experiences, and subscribe for more eerie adventures.